going. You're seeing nothing locked in for 5 points yet for both teams. Indonesia is 2 points ahead. Myanmar, with all those exchanges, is where they usually start the game. It starts a little bit slower. They get the advantage going, and then it snowballs out of control. We saw this the last game. Like I said, continuously with this lineup, these three heroes, the Keyboy on that Guinevere, you have Albert on the Nolan, and of course the CW on the Harith. There's a ton of damage potential that can happen here early on. And for Myanmar, they have tanky enough heroes. But, that's kind of what they're hoping for, that we're just tanky and durable enough to deal with the burst damage that can come through. I mean, even look at this. Ken,
facial migration again with a violent rep straight into the fracture, and Sine will be able to get the implosion down. Sans, an implosion as well, not connecting on anyone, but Sine will still be melted down slowly but surely for Albert to pick up a killing spree the first 3 minutes of the game. Deja vu to game 1 yesterday, or game 2.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying though? Like Myanmar, they drafted this because they're like, I hope we're tanky enough to go and deal with this burst, but it's just showing that they're not. And a lot of that has to do with the way Indonesia is cycling through their CC, and that's whether. And we talked about this extensively in the draft that Keyboy was probably going to pick up the Guinevere, and I'm surprised that it actually wasn't banned out for the last ban from Myanmar, because it works wonders with this lineup. So now that this turtle's up here, Myanmar, despite them being down already, 3,000-4,000 gold, they do still want to fight for this objective. And as long as they at least, watch out for Keyboy setting up just like that, that's good. They don't get set up, so at least, they avoid it for now, but still they have to win this battle. Echo going to be dropped down too. They get the vision, but still both teams are ready to go for it. It's going to be a full-on fight.
He's on to Ken now with the implosion as well. Locking down Luffy, dealing a lot of damage. Ken will be taken out with just the hammer swings as CW jumps on the synchro vision and Albert gets rid of the frontliners. Juno completely zoned away. They're being overwhelmed by damage. Another spatial migration into the Violet Requiem. Keyboy finding an angle to attack again, and Justin doesn't have mana to play with. Oh no, Azurico means that Albert can just walk up fracture. Another ignition ticking down slowly but surely. Albert fade away kill under the tier 2. Is he now goes for the steal? I don't think he'll be able to do so. Ken has the retribution. Man, Albert's already 3 levels ahead.
Oh, awesome. We're going to take a look at this replay here on how this kind of unfolded. And like I was saying, Myanmar, I'm surprised they really do want to go and fight for this because, wow, that's all in reverse, by the way. So it's all in reverse, I think. But,
dynamics, bro.
The dynamics. But, as we saw that unfold, it was Myanmar just choosing to fight for that. And honestly, it didn't work out for them the way they wanted it to. And Albert also, with that whole exchange, now picks up the Sky Piercer. Look at Keyboy. This is just how confident Keyboy is with this Guinevere. Given the information, he's the walking ward.
Facial migration, only onto the orange buff. Albert decides just take it away from Ken. Being 4 levels ahead, it does, look quite easy to go for these steals. But, man, the fact that he was... What is up with Albert on the Assassins? It just... Do you remember last game? He played the Baksha. It looked like, okay, he's good. But on the Assassins, it's a different level entirely. Ruby DD. No, I don't think you can really even go for this Luffy to be able to out-damage Ruby DD. And that's right, Keyboy! Again with a Violent Requiem, locking Justin up as Luffy goes in with a hammer swing, and Keyboy gets out. Albert with fracture, now CW goes over the spot for Sans again with the implosion steal to corral them together for that collapse. 11-0, and now it's gonna Ruby DD who gets slain by CW.
My goodness, just like yesterday, the same thing is happening with this lineup that just has a few changes, but what the heck? Indonesia just pulling forward again. Myanmar, you guys have to understand, Myanmar was basically undefeated in the group stage. They just dominated time and time again, and now Indonesia, even though they lost in the group stage, at this point it looks like they are playing perfectly with this lineup, with this composition of heroes even, and Albert, yet to be killed, yet to be stopped, picks up a Malefic Roar. I don't even know what Myanmar can do at this point. They have to somehow, some way, allow Juno to get online, and this is exactly why I say man, I don't like Roger in the gold lane. I'd rather have him in the jungle because it's just so difficult for him to farm up at this point to get the space that he needs to work with. And I mean, you're looking at the disparity in terms of gold. He's also just very far behind CW right now. He hasn't died, which is great, but look at all the setup potential you have with these heroes, and you have no follow-up. If he enters, if Juno tries to go in, even Lycan pounds in, he's probably going to get blown up before he gets a chance to get a hit off. That's the troubling part about having this Roger in the gold lane. And so now you're forced, hold on.
Going to be locked down, by the way, the Dragon as well, and Keyboy will be locked down by everything in the kitchen sink to get Myanmar.
Oh, no.
First kill in the game, CW will for the chase though. Opposite Saman Force will not be able to fully go for that kill onto Juno. Still has to purify, but Indonesia wanna utilize this resource advantage now. Zubididi walks up again with the Shampoo. Gonna be Albert walking up, dealing some damage back onto Ken, forcing him to half HP. Sans deals with them in the back as well, isolating and zoning them away from this tier 2 in the mid lane.
Well, Sans also picks up the implosion, so we might have to keep an eye on a possible play. Doesn't have a flicker. I went with the Purify instead, but can still possibly use that in quite a surprising way. You'll have to see it unfold. Taking a look at the items real quick, too. You can see them coming into place already. CW has those 3 items working on the next here. Could be a Holy Crystal next, or just going into some more penetration, because right now there's just too much damage overloading Myanmar. When they get a pick off with Ruby DD, it's great, but he has to do so much work to get it through. So as they try to defend this tier 2 turret, look at this. Albert's just going to start up the Lord. He doesn't need the rest of the team to come here. They can just keep this, Myanmar at bay from even entering their jungle. DD, like, just trying to make something happen will just get poked down, and that's just Sans. Sans is 0-0 in 10. It's nearly impossible to get the kill on this Valentina. So with that, Myanmar is going to find themselves once again on the defensive, trying to hold on the best they can. For Indonesia, with the tools they have, the fact that Sans has an implosion, they could possibly force this situation in here, and shields are going to be popped already before. Myanmar on the defense.
Almost decimated there by the fracture penalty zone on the 3 Lepay. Again with the engage, and now he's going to win Zaman Force onto the back to win all the damage. Ruby DD will lose his life, and Side as well just gets melted down. Completely obliterated under the base turret as Indonesia continue the siege. Now into the top lane. That's going to be base turret number 2 taken down as Lippy zones them again with some damage on that hammer, swinging it by Ken. Take a little bit of that. Sans again also goes for a splash. Albert looking for the play. Keyboy! Again with the spatial migration into the winter crowd as he popped in the battle Requiem. But look at Justin, who can't even defend. Juno forced back all the way to the fountain. CDCD spawns back in. But Indonesia, 16-1, has just dominated Myanmar in a clean sweep.
Oh, man. A clean sweep. My goodness, the ending there, I knew that they were very far ahead, Mirk. I knew that, it was highly likely that Indonesia was going to punch it in there, but usually we see teams being able to clear out their first Lord, possibly, and, at least buy a little more time. Keyboy, again, on this Guinevere.